Hello and welcome to The Corner. I'm the Frosted Glass and I'm joined by my fellow Alabaster Savages, Jack Gunsky.
I'm like Daredevil, but with sight.
You mean the Punisher? Jack doesn't know the difference between Daredevil and the Punisher.
No, I
Moonshock.
don't.
I'm here. I'm just listening. Have fun.
Terry Diamandis.
Hey, everybody.
And this week's special guest, Jack Cochran.
Hi, everybody. I'm totally not being held hostage.
That's right.
Oh, quit your bitching. We're all in the same boat with the exception of Frosty.
Well, I am kind of enjoying the nipple clamps, but
Hey.
We detached the ones on your testicles.
yeah,
Ow.
well, can't win them all.
Yeah. Anyway, our first article is one that I've been saving for Jack.
Nice.
Here
Yay.
we go.
And it's a pretty short one, but still. The Phantom was racist.
What?
God.
Well, it makes sense because Phantom, Ghost, Spook. I mean, we've already gotten to racism.
I'm gonna just suggest that they don't like it because it's beloved and people enjoy it in general, and thus it must be destroyed.
He's a white man, Jack.
That's
He's a
enough.
white man. What?
That's right.
The most evil of men.
I grew up reading Phantom, but a reboot of this problematic property is going to have to effectively
fuck's sake.
destroy the legacy of the franchise. Because
Wait. Is it hold on. Is it problematic or is it not problematic? Because you're saying it's going to destroy the franchise. I thought you just said it's problematic.
Yeah, it's going to destroy the problematic legacy, which is bad because then they'll have nothing to bitch about.
Because at the end of the day, we are talking about a white man sitting on a throne in an African tribe and being worshipped by them as a god.
As it should be.
The only acceptable way to revive the Phantom is acknowledging its deeply racist roots and consciously abandoning them to head in a new direction altogether.
New
Oh,
To
I
direction.
make
see.
it not the
So-
Phantom anymore.
Exactly. So take it, get rid of it, create something new, and call it the Phantom. Which
Yeah.
sounds to be like the order of the day for every single person with this same idea. We'll take Star Wars, but we'll get rid of all of the original characters, get rid of all of the original canon, and just make our own shit and call it Star Wars.
There you go. Now you got it. figured
Now
out.
you're thinking like Kathleen Kennedy. Good job.
Oh, hang on a second. Thank you, Oki. It's not being held hostage if they give you animal crackers. This is well established. That's a fact. Although, if I want to pretend I'm being held captive, I can enjoy the animal crackers and the sense of peril.
Mm.
Thanks, Oki.
All right, that's it. Now you only get the animal crackers without the icing.
That's right.
It's going in
We'll
raw
take
dog.
take Cowboy Bebop, replace the hot chick with a frumpy woman in an ugly outfit, and we'll call it Cowboy Bebop.
Look, she had a
I
perfectly.
just want to make something clear. When they said crackers, that was a racial slur, and we apologize. We do not want to go the way of Hassan and Vaush.
Fact. No, look, that chick was perfectly acceptable in the face. It was her fupa and her weird shorts that really ruined it.
Cowboy Foopop.
Can you remind us, Jack, what FUPA stands for?
Oh, it's the fat upper pussy area. It's right above the lips of the vagina up to the waistline. It's that little mound there, and you can see sometimes the chick in her 20s will have a little bit of a bump there. That's the FUPA foundation. And that's what she's going to build the FUPA on. And you can usually spot it by looking at their mom and seeing their mom jeans and how they're tucked out, like the zipper's like 3D. yeah, you're in trouble then. She's gonna plop a kid out and that thing's gonna wail up.
Hmm.
Also, the FUPA Foundation is a respected nonprofit organization.
Yeah, 4 chicks with big fupas. And look, granted, some squats would heal that quite a bit and get that toned down, but some women are just unfortunately cursed with that. You got to be careful because that's not an area you want to rest your wiener on. You want a nice
Jack,
feel.
healthy at any size, Jack.
Yeah, pubic area if you want to get technical, Keever Dam. But I prefer FUPA because it sounds like a really cool acronym, which it is. And pubic just it implies something fun, like pubic area. You think
What's
sexy.
fun about a fupa?
No. Kiwi Dam is clarifying because you said upper pussy area. She's saying it's actually the upper pubic area.
No, that's the PC way of saying it. Because
Yeah.
the FUPA was created to talk about women. If you're talking about dudes, it's the fat upper penis area because it's the area right above your dick, up to your belly button.
Anyway, the Phantom's origin story
Does not involve FUPAs.
is devoid of cultural context and drenched in white man's burden thinking. It shows not only in the aforementioned forest setting, but also in the globe-trotting, foreign government destabilizing, saving his white wife from being abducted by men of color tropes that form no small part of the Phantom universe.
I gotta start reading
what?
this.
Are we overlooking the fact that people of color were kidnapping his wife?
Well, I'm sure they had good
they're
reason.
Black. They can't help it.
I mean,
Yeah.
granted, he probably didn't have a car, but
It's just part of their
still
culture,
not
like knife fights.
Yeah.
oh,
I don't know. I don't understand how any progressive can seriously talk about the quote unquote white man's burden anymore, considering how much they've relied on that trope for their entire fucking platform.
Gunsky, that is just unfair. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go fix the Spanish language to insert Latinx in there.
Mm-hmm.
Latinx.
And
Those dumb beaners don't even know how to speak their own language properly.
and we have to go fix the voting laws so that the dumb blacks can still vote without ID because they can't find the DMV
Or use the internet.
Yeah.
or use the internet.
I like that
Oh,
video
jeez.
of where it's got the audio of Biden saying that black people have trouble using the internet, and it's cut over a video of like a black guy just like looking at a laptop and like bashing it like a caveman.
Jesus.
Real quick.
Why does anyone listen to these people? They're insane.
Yeah. Well, we've been letting the inmates run the asylum for a while. Thanks,
Yeah.
tall person. Hey, Jack, no, what's that kink tonight? Don't want to step on your host's toes. Happy Maple Syrup Day. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I'll probably be streaming after we're done here, by the way, guys. So if you want to come listen to me bitch about comics. And now I'm already pissed. Because fucking Phantom, really? Leave the Phantom alone. He's like Tarzan. The guy's an institution.
That's why they've got to bring him down.
Yeah.
I know, but it pisses me off.
It's called punching up, Jack.
Is it? Oh, so white people aren't pedestals? Is that what you're saying? They gotta try and jump up and punch the white people, but standing on the backs of black people? That's what I heard.
No, it's
Bastards.
called destabilizing the culture, and the only way to do it is to rip down all the hallmarks of that culture. So,
But I mean, do most people even know who the Phantom is?
Who's the
No,
yeah, the
Phantom?
rest
I mean, from the
I mean,
Billy
I
Zane
know-
movie, maybe.
I know next to nothing about the Phantom, and
The only thing I know
like
is
to
that
think that I am representative of all the plebs when it comes to comic book culture.
no. I do know that he was a menace. There was a movie about it.
Go sit in the corner.
I'm already here.
Lee Falk, the creator of the Phantom, had actually created the Phantom as something entirely different. A millionaire who dresses up in tights and at night and fights. I almost said knife fights criminals.
Knife.
But Bob Kane stole that premise and created Batman and was able to sell more. Falk, in an attempt...
I hate to break this to you, but there are like 10 different superpowers. Every superhero is stolen to a certain extent. Like all of them are. Unless you're talking about like the original, and I don't even know who those are for half the superpowers that exist out there.
I don't know. It's... Falk,
I mean,
in an...
how many superheroes do you know that have something to do with fire? Like they can breathe fire, or they can shoot fire, or they catch on fire or something like that. How many?
Wheeler
There
from
must be a dozen.
Wheeler from Captain Planet. There you go. There's one.
Michael Jackson, he can catch on fire.
So can Richard Pryor.
It would have been funnier
That's true.
if they had put Michael Jackson out with Pepsi because it was for a Pepsi commercial.
Richard Pryor, Captain Freebasing.
Yeah.
Like they just have a fire extinguisher with a Pepsi logo on it.
I like it.
Falk,
Oh.
in an...
I waited till you started again to interrupt you again. Thanks, Oki. Hey, Camel and I are among the smallest minorities in existence in the USA and also almost the world at large. Give you Saltines permission to use slurs to the coloreds. Oh, thanks, Oki. Much appreciated.
Oh, you hear that, guys? We could say slurs now.
Woo,
Yeah,
slurs.
we got to pass.
Falk.
Yeah,
Falk,
we
in an
got
attempt...
the N-word pass.
It's like the 5th time I've been trying to start this sentence.
Something about
What?
Falk?
So anyway,
Falk, in an attempt to
So about that Falk guy.
to differentiate his character from Batman, changed his backstory to something resembling Tarzan, another white guy being praised as a superhero by tribes in Africa.
So to stop ripping off Batman, he ripped off Tarzan.
Yeah.
That's the
Yep.
claim.
Well, the Phantom existed before Batman, and that's not entirely true what he's saying in this sentence here. The Phantom was more of a Tarzan pastiche to begin with, so it was just they were real big on jungle characters in the 30s. So Tarzan already existed, Jungle Jim, Nyoka of the Jungle, Sheena came shortly after that. But yeah, Batman isn't really a ripoff of the Phantom; he's a ripoff of the Shadow. The Phantom
saying-
influenced it very, very minorly.
Are you saying this guy might not know what he's talking about, Jack?
Little bit, and it's pissing me off more and more as you read. So yeah, sorry.
Falk, who had probably never been outside of America, called the Phantom's tribe the Bandar tribe, after the Hindi word for monkey, and the place Bengala, after the royal Bengal tiger. He clearly couldn't tell the difference between Africa and the Indian subcontinent, and I doubt he and his contemporaries would have cared even if they knew.
Oh, let me tell you how this happened. Bengal. Oh, that's a cool word. I'll use that. That's what he did. He flipped through an encyclopedia, found some cool words, and ran with it. It wasn't intentionally racist, you idiots.
He has to be accurate in his made-up places and people.
I guess. Somebody should write his corpse a sternly worded letter.
What when are we going to discuss about like Star Wars and the Millennium Falcon? Where does a Falcon exist in the Star Wars universe?
Oh,
You
no.
know what I
see,
mean?
It's the Falcon.
Yeah, the Millennium Falcon fixed the Y2K problem, which happened in the Millennium. See?
There
No,
you go.
these things exist all across fiction. There's a little bit of suspension of disbelief when it comes to reading a comic book.
Suspension of
sorry.
disbelief is racist.
But that's just the nature of writing in general. Writers are not omnipotent experts on everything.
I just really like the next sentence of this article. It like completely undermines the entire point.
But do you know else who didn't care? Indians.
Exactly.
The Phantom was incredibly popular in India when the comics were being published here in the 80s by Indrajal Comics. In retrospect,
Yeah, they're still popular in India, by the way.
Huh.
in
Yeah,
retrospect, given India's insensitivity to discrimination and racial/caste issues, it's probably not surprising.
Oh, for God's sake! Now Indians are racist. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever seen the Hitler ice cream cones they were selling? I'm dead
This-
serious.
No, this author is like, talking about white man's burden, and in the same breath he's saying, and Indians are insensitive, unlike us special white people.
Yeah.
If they didn't call that Reich cream, then they didn't do it right.
Reich cream.
The point is, though nostalgia is a powerful lens with which to view the value of old tales, it shouldn't be the only such lens. And if old
Yeah,
tales
it
are
should include the progressive lens, as with everything.
Exactly.
unless you're a stupid racist Indian who can't even tell when they're being discriminated against.
I'm curious, is there an area of life to which this person believes that the progressive lens shouldn't be applied?
No, of course not.
The peephole into a sister's bedroom. And if old tales are not things we can let go of, then we should at least be honest enough to admit what their failings were and make attempts to recast them in the fires of more enlightened imagination.
Make it work.
And this goes for all stories, including mythological ones.
This is literally the white man's burden argument.
There's not enough niggers in Greek mythology. We need to recast Hercules as a black guy. We need a gay Mexican to play Zeus.
Have you ever heard how the Greeks explained black people?
No.
What's that?
Apollo's chariot came down and bounced down and burned people. Dead serious.
That's awesome.
Christ.
No, Terry, clearly Zeus would be played by a black guy because he went around fathering tons of kids and leaving them.
Oh,
But you could make the argument that he had a job, so he can't be black.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, we're just trying to look at mythology through a progressive lens, okay? So don't
Yeah.
blame us. Yeah, we could just leave it out.
Yeah,
is,
the
but no.
fault is with you, you bunch of bigots.
Yeah. Anyway, with the end of the first article comes the first game, and that's Sad Libs,
The best one.
The second best one.
where I take headlines from Medium, take out one word, and you guys have to fill in that one word Mad Libs.
Oh, fuck you, you son of a bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you. You unbelievable prick. You asshole.
And then the chat will
take a-
vote
I
on
don't
which
know
one
what
is
the
best.
shit that is. And you know I don't know what the shit that is.
You have Google, right?
I can't do it right now. I'm at my fucking friend's house. I got this weird keyboard that has a billion different color lights on. I can't type shit on it.
You be nice to Branny DeVito.
All right, so Jack,
Can
I need
someone
a
just give me an example? Give me an example of what the shit that is.
Well, a transitive verb is when you do something to something. You know, like
An
hit.
example, asshole.
You know, like hit or
Do you know
push.
what an example is?
You know, like hit or push or something like that.
Okay.
So just that, but past tense.
Come back to me. I'll need a minute for this.
Yeah. And Moonshock, I need a living thing.
A reverend.
Living thing.
Yeah. Reverend?
Reverend.
How about this? This might induce a little cringe, but I'm gonna give it a try. Cucked.
Yeah, right. Alright, Terry, I need a verb ending in ing.
Well, we're talking about black people, so I'm going to channel my inner Samuel L. Jackson and go motherfucking.
What? Wouldn't that be an
That's a verb?
adjective?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you take it literally,
I mean, if it was just fucking, then sure, but motherfucking is an adjective.
no, not if you take it literally.
Nah, I'm gonna have to take something else.
All right. How about masturbating?
Oh God.
All right,
Saves
and
the easiest one for last.
and Jack, I need an adjective.
Yummy.
How Asian women and all of their yummy friends.
Now,
get along.
now I'm going to ask that no matter what the headline is, Jack reads it and reads that word in the exact same way.
Oh, sure.
All right, so let's see. Jack Gunsky's is my parents got cucked and I had to grow up at 14.
Oh, dear God.
I like that one.
Wow, both your parents got cucked.
At the same time, or
Yeah.
All right, and Moonshock. I'm a queer reverend and I'm okay.
pray all night and sleep all day.
Yeah.
I think that Moonshock accidentally discovered the entire problem with Catholicism right now. Ugh.
All right, and Terry's. If you're not woke, you're masturbating.
Well, sometimes facts are facts.
Man. All right, and Jack Cochran's. Why are there so many yummy women suddenly?
Oh, nice.
All right.
Why are
Yeah.
there so many yummy women lately? Suddenly.
All right. Well, the poll wasn't working last week, so let's see if it's working now.
I think I'd vote for Gunsky.
Yeah, just the idea of my parents got cucked.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah.
How does that even work? Like mathematically.
All right. Well, it looks like the poll's still not working, so I'm just gonna make one in the YouTube chat.
Fair enough.
I'm seeing a lot of J's.
Son, you
Yeah.
cheater. She voted twice.
Well, her opinion counts twice as much.
Ah,
She got your vote in the divorce.
apparently so. Hey, wait a second. We're not divorced. Shut up.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to spoil a Christmas surprise.
Oh.
Oh.
Full moon.
Few moon.
Thanks a lot.
All right. So now just vote in the YouTube poll.
Is Gunsky exempt from this?
Well, none of us should be voting in the poll. I don't think.
That's what I was thinking, but we got to remind him sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I voted first thing. I didn't even wait for anyone to say anything. I voted so immediately no one had time to contradict me.
Let's see. We got 14 votes in. Jack's got a healthy lead.
Spudgun says, "Holy shit, Mr. Awesome! That's the last time I tell you a secret." Damn, I'm always the last one to know.
Yeah, the entire chat knows, but not Moon.
No kidding.
All right.
It's not a divorce. It looks like an accident. Oh, I think that Jack wins this one easily.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I like boobs. He wins this easily.
Yes, it's I like boobs, damn you. I totally forgot about that.
And the winner with 59% of the 58% of the vote is I like boobs Gunsky.
We'll just rename him Boob Gunsky. There you go.
Jack Boobski.
No.
All right. Now it's on to our second article. Why Jussie Smollett is still the real victim.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Brought up his stupid ass.
How can anyone still think that this man is anything?
Is it me or does that black woman that's standing right next to him on his right looks like she's gonna pass the fuck out? Lack of oxygen. She's like,
If anything, this just demonstrates that there are people out there who will ignore all reason, all logic, all all consensus, bipartisan consensus, mind you, and they will just always side with someone for purely ideological purposes.
You know, the only thing I heard you say right there was they will disregard all colonialism.
Yeah, that's right. Pay attention, Jack. You might learn something. Empire actor Jussie Smollett was just dealt a heavy blow in a highly polarizing case that has held the country.
Minor correction. Faggot nigger from Empire.
And how the fuck was that polarizing at all? I have not seen any serious person defending this man.
What's this author's name? I'm gonna look this motherfucker up. Is it
I mean,
Azim?
Polarizing implies there are two sides, but it's like if you just had everybody rush to one side, and you're left with one little guy in the corner. Yeah, I think the situation's more complex. Horseshit.
Let's see. A polarizing case that has held the country hostage for almost 3 years. Smollett, 39, was found guilty of blatantly fabricating the story of the alleged hate crime that he claimed to have been a victim of back in 2019, when he recounted details of the violent attack at the hands of two #MAGA disciples.
What?
The viral breaking news served as further proof of the high cost of having a white supremacist as the racist in chief, who was installed to advance white power by any means necessary.
Right.
Is this really the moment that you want to choose to be all like up in arms about your political choices? Is this really the moment that you need to do it?
Well,
Yes, because that's what the article's about. So clearly, the answer is yes.
It's just objective fact that he was trying to advance white power. He said it all the time. The disturbing surge in hate crimes was already a cause of concern for investigative agencies like the FBI that has furnished statistics illustrating the deadliness of Donald Trump's anointed ascension to the highest office in the land. As soon as I was aware of the harrowing ordeal described by the violated victim, I promptly curated my reaction to a tragic consequence of #MAGA's allegiance to white supremacy. But glaring...
I'm sorry, I got lost in a fog of hyperbole. Could you summarize that in normal talk?
It's like listening to J. Jonah Jameson tell a story.
Yeah, it really is.
But glaring inconsistencies began to eat away at Smollett's testimony. There were nagging questions about the night he was assaulted by two men in downtown Chicago who yelled out racist and homophobic slurs. And the graphic detail of the noose around his neck was the last straw. It became challenging to maintain the public show of support for someone accused of staging a hoax and lying about it. For weeks, the growing evidence against Jussie Smollett seemed to reveal a drastically different version of what the actor emphatically delivered to the world.
Seemed?
Yeah, it could go one way or the other.
This person is so clearly just trying to downplay what was patently obvious to everyone from the word go. Even the detectives working on the case were like, if you weren't so full of shit, we wouldn't have even gone forward with this.
I mean,
But you
even
were just so insistent on being full of shit about everything.
I mean, even Jussie's mom was like, "Yeah, he's guilty as fuck." Due to the high-profile nature of the case and the potent themes that spelled out the ire of Trump's America, there was a massive investment in this trending item from all sides of the aisle. Smollett's reputation took a hit as the ongoing investigation turned into a character assassination based on the confessions from two Nigerian brothers who attested that they were both hired by their former friend and fellow gym rat to follow through with the botched encounter for a payment of $3,500.
Wait. Character assassination because of the testimony? So the facts, the people learning the facts is equivalent to character assassination.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Look, facts are an inconvenient thing. That's why why biology is the science of hate.
Facts are inconvenient. That's why Twitter blocks everything conservatives say.
It also doesn't help that the police were able to recover the actual footage of the two accomplices stocking up on the same gear they modeled on that fateful night of the staged hate crime. There was an eerie feeling of defeat and disbelief from those of us who were initially horrified by Smollett's brutal assault, and now had to face the awful truth that exposes the strong likelihood of an unforgivable betrayal.
Or how about this? How about you face the truth that Jussie lied and played you?
Yeah, he's doing it for
And
publicity.
he played you, and you demanded to get up in arms about another cause and used your own political feelings on the issue and projected them where they did not apply at all, like you do with everything.
Wait, I got a great tagline. Jussie lied, Nigerians cried.
I mean, his story was completely believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Let's go with that.
MAGA disciples, including right-wing media and mouthy Republicans, couldn't hold back the pure joy of watching the disintegration of a young, gay black man's once promising future.
Or they reported the facts, and the facts were funny because they showed you as being the hypocrite piece of shit that you are.
No, it's just because he was gay and black, and Republicans love, seeing them tortured.
This is such nonsense. Whenever they're showed to be wrong, they're like, Republicans are just looking for chum in the waters. They're not actually, harboring any honest opinions about anything. They're just looking to get back to own the libs.
Republicans pounce.
Yeah.
They're like tigers.
Yeah. It was also the victory of diminishing the acute concerns and mission statement of the Black Lives Matter movement by scornfully using the national scandal of the year as a weaponizing tool against the legitimate rallying for radical change to dismantle the core structures of white supremacy.
Guess what? If you held a rally because of Jussie Smollett, your rally was illegitimate. It was not legitimate. It was an illegitimate rally because it was based on falsehoods.
No, Mr. Dax has a good point in chat. Lying is knowingly telling untrue statements plus power. Therefore, BIPOCs can't lie because they don't have the institutional power to do so.
Yes. Yes. And not only can they not lie, but they like big butts.
Yes,
True.
confirmed fact.
It's a known fact that lies were created by the Alabaster Savages when they came down from the Caucasus Mountains.
Yes.
And speaking of which, Jack, you've been using Alabaster Savages outside of our stream.
I know it is really fun to say, and I'm not sorry.
We're,
I have been giving you credit though.
I'm going to sue you, take you to court.
Ha! I'm judgment proof. I don't have any
pay,
money.
You pay money now.
I don't have any money. Good luck. Get in line behind student loans, buddy.
After a fairly short trial, the verdict was delivered in a crowded courtroom where Smollett and his family members, including his mother and younger sister, actress Journey with 2 E's, converged for the event. And the outcome was no surprise. It would have been more shocking if the embattled actor had inexplicably escaped punishment for his serious misdeeds. Now that the worst has happened, it's hard to predict what's next for a burgeoning black creative who could face up to 3 years in jail for his expensive hoax that will
He
reverberate
could face more. If we were living in a fair country, he would face more than 3 years in prison. He would face a lot. He committed 5 felonies.
Yeah.
Five felonies, and those don't just meld together.
No.
Your years get added together if in any fair trial system.
Look, if you can watch this show, you can afford 5 felonies. Okay.
That's right.
5
To be fair,
felonies.
they were class 4 felonies, which is the poorest of the felonies.
Well, I mean, poor felonies are just as good as white felonies.
That's what I hear. But see, white collar crime called white collar for a reason.
Because there's no such thing as black collar crime.
Well, I mean, he did try and hoax it with that white cord.
Oh wait, isn't a black collar a white cord? Yeah, I was gonna say you beat me to it.
Yeah, Spud Gun says it's 3 years per charge, and BG says it's up to 15 years. But there's no way he's gonna get that.
No.
And they're right. This is we live in modern America where a celebrity who is politically black gets no time behind bars. He's probably not going to spend any time in prison. I predict that.
He'll get probation and a fine, maybe some community service and time served. That'll be it.
Let's see. Could face up to 3 years in jail for his expensive hoax that will reverberate in ways that will further exacerbate the long-standing fight against systemic violence. Smollett admitted to jurors during the judicial process that he's lost his livelihood, and taking into consideration the personal and professional setback from his conviction, the long-term prospects aren't looking great.
Boo-hoo.
But even with the immensely disappointing result of a scandalized case born out of the misguided imagination of a well-loved actor, there's the
Can you downplay this anymore?
there's the reckoning of how Jussie Smollett is still the real victim.
This is unreal.
Yes, what Jussie Smollett did, but still refuses to take accountability for, is reprehensible, and the city of Chicago has every right to go after the guilty celebrity who has been brought to justice. But we can't downplay how the biased judicial system with racist judges continuously honors the privileges of white lives.
What does this have to do with his trial at all?
Everything.
You're arguing he's the victim. He got convicted. You know he lied. Everybody knows he lied. What does this bullshit you're pulling out of your ass have to do with Jussie Smollett at all?
Because the system is racist, Jack. Take the bewildering saga of Ethan Couch, a white teenager from the state of Texas who became famous back in 2013 for driving while intoxicated with a restricted license at the age of 16. The
So
drunk
what?
teen the drunk teen lost control of his father's Ford pickup truck as it raced down the street at high speed before the vehicle struck a couple of cars and flipped, crashing into a tree.
And
Oh,
that's why Jussie Smollett is innocent.
Yes. All 8 of the occupants in the truck, including the negligent driver, survived the horrific accident, although one of them ended up with severe injuries that left him paralyzed. However, the other victims in the cars that got hit by Couch's truck weren't so lucky, as the deadly crash took the lives of 4 people. The 16-year-old's white privilege was duly recognized by the biased white judge, who sentenced Couch to a mere 10 years of probation and eventually ordered him to undergo therapy at a long-term inpatient facility.
Okay, what does this have fuck all to do with dipshit Smollett here?
Anything.
They're getting to that.
It doesn't even resemble the crime.
No, people
that
are
he's
dead
accused
here.
of doing.
Yeah, these people
That's-
are fucking dead. This dipshit
Oh.
had a fake noose around his neck and.
Excuse me, but he was carrying the weight of all the race hatred and lynched
Oh.
people ever.
Of
That's the
course.
black man's
Of
burden.
course.
He had, what do they call that? The genetic memory of all those, the traumatic slave syndrome.
Yeah,
Ah.
Wait, I have a theory as to what's happening. This author is going to argue that since Jussie may face potential jail time, whereas this young kid got 10 years of probation, that for doing something that is if in fact objectively worse, that somehow that is in any way equivalent.
Yeah, you see, because that kid had white privilege, and the white judge recognized that, whereas Justy had the subway to prison pipeline.
Yeah, and he went there for tuna anyway. Who goes there for tuna?
Nobody, because that tuna's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Why would you order a tuna fish? Tuna fish is what you make when you're at home by yourself.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't go
cheap.
to a place to get tuna fish when you can just make it yourself for cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Everybody
even
knows
made of
when you go to Subway, you get the chicken pizziola.
No, but if you've got nigger faggot from Empire money, then you can afford to make other people make you can afford to pay other people to make your sandwiches for you.
Yeah, and notice she didn't bring up the other incident in Chicago where the black teenager kidnapped that retarded kid and tortured him for a while, and we never heard about that ever again.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, what does that have to do with anything, Jack? Come on.
It has more to do with this than the fucking moron driving a car that killed people.
There was a public outcry over the outrageously lenient punishment assigned to a reckless white teenager from a wealthy background who was given a slap on the wrist
I don't know.
for misguidedly driving drunk and causing a ghastly wreck that killed 4 victims. But things got even more.
Guess what? Guess what? Different cases, different judges, different lawyers decided differently.
Hey, you could take your hate facts elsewhere, mister.
Now everybody knows
Sometimes
that
sometimes-
judges are the Borg and they have a collective consciousness.
It's true.
sometimes dependent on where you are in the country, depending on the circumstances, depending on who the judge is, things might work out a little differently. And if you compare them across states, it might seem a little bit disparate.
No,
But that
Judge-
cuts in all different ways. And,
No, a
and we
judge-
can cherry pick all day about
A
who
ju-
got leniency and who doesn't.
a judge can't make a bad call. That's white supremacy.
Yes.
You want to talk about leniency? Fine, let's talk about leniency. Let's talk about every single democratic city in America right now, which is letting criminals just walk free because the corrupt prosecutors refuse to actually do their fucking job and prosecute home invaders.
Now,
Well, what
clear-
color are they?
clearly,
I mean, that's
the,
literally happening. That's literally happening in America today.
clearly the Chicago judge who's going to sentence Smollett and the Texas judge who dealt with the car crash thing are friends. And they're like, "Hey, wouldn't it be awesome if we were nice to this white kid?" And this gay darky, we just threw the book at him.
Gay darky.
That's how judges talk behind the scenes.
Of course.
But things got even more twisted when in December 2015, Couch and his mother became fugitives who were later captured at a Mexican resort and brought back to a Texas court, where Couch was sentenced to a paltry 2 years in prison in April 2016. In 2018...
So they actually made that right by sending him to jail for at least 2 years.
Look, you're getting off the subject, Jack.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. In 2018, 21-year-old Couch became a free man who benefited greatly from the privilege that allowed him a second chance based on his whiteness. Despite the crime he committed that resulted in the paralyzed state of one of his passengers and the violent deaths of 4 others. Ethan Couch is currently living his life without limitations and with the endorsement of the judicial system that prioritized the viability of a promising young white male in America over the innocent lives that were brutally cut short and forever changed by the gross negligence of an overindulged brat.
Still not seeing a correlation here. Sorry.
I'm not
Oh.
either. Sure, that kid should have gotten a lot more time because he killed people.
Yeah.
But not related to the Smollett fakery.
No, not at all.
Well, here's where they're going to point it out. Jussie Smollett is still the victim, even after his notorious outing as a sloppy hoaxer.
A sloppy hoaxer.
Because as a black man in America, he either beats the system or gets beaten up by it without hopes for recovery.
Mm-hmm.
None of this would have happened if Jussie Smollett didn't do a shitty thing. How about that?
He
You
had no-
acknowledge that if he didn't do the shitty thing, none of this wouldn't have happened.
I disagree.
He can still do the shitty thing. He just has to say, just a prank, bro, afterwards.
Yeah. He had no
I
choice but
disagree.
to do it because he was black.
Yeah, well, that might be a possibility, but I think what this really is a lover spat because him and the Nigerian weren't jerking off together in the bathhouse anymore. I think that's the real underlying subtext here is that noose represents something else, a certain brown eye.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, they cut out the part where they called him, "Hey, fellow faggot." White perpetrators are always given the benefit of the doubt. They're seen as heroes for their acts of violence that end in the senseless deaths of unfortunate victims. The Kyle Rittenhouse trial featured a white judge who did everything in his power to produce the stunning outcome that satisfied the expectations of gun lovers and the right-wing media. Smollett's bad judgment...
I have a question. Why is this author on Jussie's side, considering that part of Jussie's very defense involved first involving and then persecuting the 2 people that he hired to commit the hoax crime? His crime actually hurt more black people than it helped, by which I mean himself.
Yeah, but he's a gay black, so he's above them.
Yeah.
He's politically black.
Yeah. Smollett's bad judgment call is mostly a cry for the help he desperately needs and deserves. Folks who still stand by him have cited the unwillingness to choose a notoriously criminalized system that empowers white supremacy over a notable black man who's been exploited to improve the optics of law enforcement and compromised branches of the law.
He literally exploited 2 Nigerians to the fullest possible extent to push his bullshit story.
Well,
He used them and then attempted to push his bullshit story off on them.
Well, those Nigerians represented the system.
Yeah,
Of
they,
immigration.
they're white power.
Yeah. I mean, that even their nationality is almost a slur.
Yeah.
For me, I would much rather Jussie Smollett drop the act and maturely take ownership of what he did, while promising to use his time away from the spotlight wisely, and under the guidance of mental health professionals. But even if that day never comes, Jussie Smollett is still a victim of his own crime, and the gluttony of power players who needed the timely distraction from a politically charged case that will serve as a lesson for anyone who is a real victim of hate crimes or police brutality and ponders whether or not to file a report.
It always comes back to the bullshit narrative. Whenever they say, it's like on Beauty and the Bait. Well, it's not Beauty and the Matt and Blonde show. Whenever they
It's
do the
Beauty and
hoax
the
hate
Beta.
crime,
They can
Yeah, it's
pretend
Beauty-
they changed the name, but they didn't.
Yeah, Matt and
Yeah,
Blonde
no,
sounds
it-
boring.
Yeah, I know. But it always comes back to the same thing. Whenever it's proven that this was a hoax, they're always like, yes, but the real tragedy is that it distracted from all the real hate crimes that are happening because of Donald Trump.
No. The real tragedy is that now people will be scared to report their quote unquote real hate crimes because they're scared they'll be treated the same way Jussie was. That's what the lefties are claiming. They're saying, yes, he did something wrong, but by punishing him, you're now disincentivizing legitimate victims from coming forward because they don't want the same treatment.
Unbelievable.
I think Subway should really market this and be like, have a special tuna sandwich special that comes with like a little rope in that, and they could do
Order the Jussie.
Yeah, they could do a special promo where they rewrite the lyrics to Jesse's Girl and say, "I wish that I had Jesse's meal." And you have two guys in red hats bring the sandwich out to you, but it's perfectly pristine.
No. What you do is you go to Walmart where they have the Subway indoors. You order the tuna fish sandwich, and they give you a coupon for Clorox bleach. There you go.
Little trial size Clorox and a red hat.
Hopefully, Smollett's loved ones who have stood by him throughout the torturous ordeal will firmly encourage his rehabilitation with the supervision of assigned counselors who can diagnose the source of his disconnection. Smollett's black
Weren't you just against this just a moment ago, like with the kid who received special counseling? Weren't you just against that a moment ago, and now you're like, he shouldn't get any prison time, he should just get counseling?
Well, you see, the one kid got an unjust sentence, so Jussie should also get an unjust sentence. That's how you fix the system.
Yeah. That's why they're trying to make white people into slaves to redress the crimes of the past.
Yeah. Smollett's black victimhood can't be compared to the audacity of Ethan Couch's white privilege that accommodated the untimely deaths of 4 victims of drunk driving and the maiming of a passenger, and how it was resolved without a fitting punishment to fit the horrific crime. If we can humanize white perpetrators and still view them through the lenses of compassion and tolerance, why can't we transfer that same mentality to black people who behave badly? Until the system fully recognizes why Black Lives Matter, we will uphold the validation of black victimhood, even at the most inopportune times. There. Did you learn your lesson, Jack?
Me? No, I didn't learn a damn thing.
No, Jack Gunsky.
Ah.
Not
Anyway.
a lot of learning going on.
I like to think that I learned something.
Anyway, with the end of the second article comes the second game, which is for the chat only. Jack.
Gunsky.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack.
And that is the caption contest.
I'm not Jack. I like boobs.
That's true. Where I'll show a
Ah!
photo of a political figure or event, and the chat has to come up with a good caption for it. And whichever one we like the best, I'll tweet out after the show. So, this week we have. Okay, there we go. David Hogg out in front of the White House with, I presume, his family wearing Christmas sweaters saying statistics about gun violence.
What's with his hair? He looks like an insane person.
He looks like the guy from Roseanne who went on to be on Big Bang Theory.
I have to disagree. He looks like a half melted elf on a shelf.
Were these ugly sweaters his next venture after his pillow company?
At least they were good pillows, even though they never existed.
Proudly presenting the AIDS collection. David Hogg, the kid from Sandy Hook.
Let's see. I still have PTSD from Sandy Hook. I want to thank
my dad for.
One at a time, gentlemen.
I want to thank my dad for letting me stand on the curb to look taller. Happy National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day from the Hogs. I just realized that the family has to call themselves the Hogs.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The Hogs of Parkland.
So will he be Boss
Bad
Hog?
reality.
Well, at the very least, they suck off the government teat.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
Who's the pretentious looking bitch on the left?
Red Dirt, that's funny.
David and his meat shields. I like to be one of the ladies. A white Christmas at the White House. Santa put coal in all our stockings, so we're petitioning the president to outlaw Christmas. Brazzers have gone too far.
Ew.
Merry Christmas. Alex Jones was right.
It's Christmas at Ground Zero.
Isn't that a Weird Al song?
I have no
Probably.
idea.
Sounds
Has
like
David heard of Leg Day? Yeah, give it about 10 more seconds.
A very soy Christmas.
Hog family protesting the largest gun buyers in the country.
That's good.
I like that.
Yeah.
Does this sweater give me nice pillows?
If you said good pillows, then maybe.
Yeah.
I'm assuming discount Kenny Rogers there is his dad, but is that his sisters or what? I don't know who these other people are.
Maybe there's some poor bastards they roped on the street and said, "Hey, take a picture with us. We'll pay you."
The PTSD I suffer from the War of 1812 is real.
I think the woman next to him is his sister, and then the one on the far left is the mother.
Ah, okay.
Christmas
bad
with
for
my
his
pillow
sister.
shields.
Yeah.
The woman on the far left looks like an aging 90s kid.
All right. Well, I think I'll cut it off there. So, which one do you think is your favorite?
I like BG's. Hog family protesting the largest gun buyers in the country.
I'll agree.
Yeah, that's clever.
I like the meat shields one.
Yeah, yeah, I think I agree with the meat shields.
Oh, we have a vote off. A tie.
Who's the fifth vote?
So
Well, maybe Frosted has 2 votes.
no. All right, so me and Jack like the meat shields, and what the rest of you like the gun buyers.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so looks like that one wins.
Democracy at work.
All right, so congrats to
We
Beachy.
win.
And I'll just copy that down so I can tweet it out later.
Spud gun. I went to the White House and all I got was this lousy sweater.
Happy
All right.
Too late.
family.
Yo,
Be
he does
quicker
kinda look,
next time.
David does look like Flat Top there from Dick Tracy. I wonder if Biden sniffed half the hair off of his head.
That smile is just like just one 100% smug.
Yeah. So much
Yeah.
smug in that photo.
All right, well, on to our next article, which is another one I saved for Jack.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Captain Marvel and the Double Bind of Women Leaders.
Oh god.
I'm out. I fucking hate comic books. See ya.
This about
like
like
Tron
Bossy or something.
It's not a superhero movie.
My students hate her because reasons.
Ooh, shut the
because
fuck up.
because she's wooden and awful.
No, because she's a woman.
In my freshman composition class, I incorporate discussions of racial justice and gender equality, shocker, into the discourse community ethnography unit.
Oh god.
Ethnography.
Oh, that sounds
Wow.
fun.
Well, thank you for letting me know not to take your class. Crazy bitch.
Captain Marvel came up during the unit this semester, and I couldn't have set up my lesson on the double bind of female leaders any better if I had tried. My students read an article published in Scientific American titled "The Problem with Female Superheroes." The authors asked female subjects to watch one of 2 montages, a montage featuring damsels in distress being rescued by male superheroes, and another featuring highly competent but hypersexualized female superheroes such as Storm and Black Widow. Wait, since when is Storm hypersexualized?
I have no idea. She had a badass mohawk in the 80s. She was competent. She wasn't
No,
hypersexualized.
No.
They got a hot woman to play her in a movie, therefore she is hypersexualized.
Pretty much. That is it.
Also, if you watch the MCU, like the ones that star male superheroes, pretty much everyone has a scene where they're like topless and showing off like their 6-pack.
Yeah. No, this is one of those things where they want some big body positive hulking beast and a sad trombone playing every time they enter, and they're like, "I'll save the day, I'm Big Shirley." Yeah.
The young
Every superhero movie is gonna be like the song and dance scene from Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of having someone with a trombone follow them around.
Yeah.
The young women who watched the damsels in distress montage reported lower egalitarian views, but no effect on their body image. The women who watched the hypersexualized badass heroines reported egalitarian views, but a significant decrease in their own body image. To boot, the authors didn't...
Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah.
No, personal problems don't exist.
To boot, the authors did an excellent job of framing their survey instruments within their scholarly community. The article was a perfect example of a discourse community in action, and it tapped into the students' pop culture. Win-win.
Mhm.
In our class discussion, oddly, a male student felt the need to bring up Captain Marvel and say she was too powerful. Other male students agreed and added that the Captain Marvel movie suffered from subpar storytelling and character development. It did.
Well, yeah, that's because it did. Look at the online reviews. They are very, very middling, mediocre, because it was a mediocre movie and everybody knows it.
But strong women's. You can't ignore them.
Several of
Well,
the several of the female students readily agreed. They joined the guys in criticizing the film and its character. According to these students, Captain Marvel didn't have enough struggle to overcome.
Get in the corner.
yeah. She's
Oh,
Mary
thanks
Sue.
for the sub, Braniel DeVito.
Cool, man.
In fact, she didn't really struggle at all, and she just wasn't as interesting or compelling as other Marvel characters.
She
Plus-
struggled against the patriarchy, damn it.
Yeah. Plus, her massive powers emerged seemingly from nowhere at the movie's end. She
Well,
blew
there
up a
were
whole.
beef
Powers
wars.
weren't very massive at all. I've seen Brie. She's not massive in that respect.
Plus, her. Let's see. She blew up a whole ship by flying through it. Haven't male superheroes performed similar feats time and again? The guy who first brought up Captain Marvel added that Brie Larson was very cocky while promoting her movie and character. Isn't it an actor's job to enthusiastically promote the movie and character?
It's not to be a
It's
giant
an-
bitch.
It's an actor's job to enthusiastically promote. Enthusiastically promote does not mean be an asshole. Guess
No, it's a-
guess what? There are lots of actors who are assholes every day, and people give them the exact same criticism, regardless of race or gender.
But more than that, it's like, yes, you have to enthusiastically promote the movie, but that shouldn't involve insulting the audience for being male.
Also, you could be
Exactly.
cocky. You could be cocky, but be charismatic about it. Like, so,
Yeah.
you come off as likable, and then there's cocky, like being
I-
a cocky bitch or an asshole.
Yeah. Like Iron Man, for example. He is cocky and he's likable.
Yeah,
Well, I
That-
mean,
that-
not, the actor, what's his name?
Robert Downey
Robert Downey
Jr.
Jr.
Robert
That's
Downey
awfully
Jr.
misogynist of you, Gonski.
He's cocky and likable.
I can just hear the misogyny dripping from your voice as you say that.
Yeah. Next class, I gave my students a very unscientific survey. I shared a link to an anonymous Google form, and then we discussed the results and connected them to the double bind that women leaders and superheroes must overcome. My survey asked them to pick their favorite Marvel character from a series of options. First, they chose between Iron Man and Captain America, then they chose between
Iron Man.
Thor and Hawkeye. What?
Okay. No, I'm just answering the questions.
A third question included those four and added Captain Marvel, the Hulk, and a couple of others. Later
don't care
quest-
about any of them.
Later questions asked them which Marvel character would win in a battle royale, who stood the best chance one-on-one against Thanos, and who was the best character if we added Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to the mix.
What? They took characters from a totally different universe?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, of course, Captain Marvel would beat everything because they made her Mary Sue. She comes in and saves the day, and there's no real character development. There's nothing really interesting about her. She just does everything perfectly the first time.
yeah, and for
That's
the record,
point.
I usually dislike any overpowered character. Like, I don't like Superman or the Hulk either.
Exactly.
Like,
Superman's
I like,
so boring.
yeah, like I like Captain America because you could just shoot him in the head and he's dead. He has powers, but he's not super invincible.
Not immortal.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's not a god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Superman's weakness is kryptonite. Well, guess what? Doesn't kryptonite give Lex Luthor cancer?
Yeah, it cost him a hand.
Yeah,
Worth it.
it
Worth it.
if your biggest weakness is far more deadly to human beings than it is to you, then you don't have much of a weakness. It just makes you act like a pussy, that's all.
He could also get hurt by magic, to be fair.
Now, let me understand this real quick. So, kryptonite is supposed to be a remnant of his planet Krypton, right?
Yeah.
Why would a piece of his old planet hurt him?
It's because they actually explained this in the Silver Age. When the planet exploded,
Uh,
it changed the molecular structure of the crystals on the planet because the planet had a lot of crystal on it.
right.
And that somehow under a yellow sun, his weakness to that change in the molecular structure actually hurts him. So he can
So
pierce his
complete bullshit, in other words.
Yeah, it's total MacGuffin
Yeah.
material.
Sciencey sounding words.
Yeah, it's Star Trek lingo speak. You know, it's got it's got its own unique radiation that hurts him in a special way.
They reverse the polarity.
Yeah, it's sort of like his ex-girlfriend kind of effect. Like, oh God, this stuff again.
like Captain America, Hawkeye, Daredevil. I like the lesser powered heroes.
Right.
Yeah,
Which is why you like Puma Man and Turkey Volume Guessing Man.
Oh, Puma Man, he's the ultimate.
Yeah, because I mean, if they can get hurt easily, then it's more exciting when they fight.
This is why he likes Dr. Ted Nelson. You know, he
Yeah.
eats crackers.
Hey, once he has the crackers.
Disavow. We do not say the C word on this.
John
I meant
Migda
the food stuff, not.
John Migda brings up pink kryptonite, the kryptonite which wasn't it just in like a couple issues? I think I've discussed this with you before, Jack. Wasn't in a couple issues it turns Superman gay, but they're considered but the issues themselves are considered to be non-canonical.
Oh God.
It has an interesting effect on him.
Well, and did that synthetic kryptonite that Richard Pryor just turn Superman into an asshole?
Yes.
No, wait. It might have been Quiz. I might have talked about that with Quiz.
Yeah, it was in Supergirl number 79 that it appeared.
Yeah.
Iron Man and Thor consistently came out on top as the students' favorite superheroes. They also ranked the highest when the students considered who would win the battle royale or fare decently against Thanos. So extreme power and cockiness did not diminish the characters of Thor and Iron Man-y. Tony Stark. It says Iron Man-y.
Iron Man-y? Oh, no, that's Mini.
Iron Man-y. Yes.
Iron Man-y is an illegal immigrant.
Well, and technically, in Canada, wouldn't that be Iron Person?
Yes, it'd be person kind. Iron person kind.
Yeah, people like Iron Man and people like Thor because they're not assholes. How do you not understand How do you not understand that people don't like assholes and that
No.
What
This comes back to what Cochran was saying. He's an arsehole, but he's the right kind of arsehole. He's the likable arsehole.
Yeah, I'm adorable.
Yeah.
Also, the first Thor movie and the first Iron Man movie both start with them being like cocky assholes and then being brought down a notch throughout the course of the movie.
Yeah.
And becoming better people.
Yeah, they learned some humility.
They learn humility, there is character development, and they present themselves in a way that is inherently likable. Captain Marvel has none of those aspects.
Well, she doesn't need it. She's already a woman. She doesn't need to learn humility.
Meanwhile, Captain Marvel, the arc is that she finds out that she's even better than she thought she was.
Yeah. If anything, she should be concerned about how powerful and amazing she truly is.
Yeah, like you see the difference here? All right, let's see. So, extreme power and cockiness did not diminish the characters of Thor and Iron Man, Tony Stark, for the same students who found Captain Marvel to be too powerful and Brie Larson to be too cocky. I couldn't have asked for a better way to introduce an important concept from the gender equality discourse community, the double bind. the double bind refers to the impossible standards for female leaders. We think leaders should be strong, tough, and decisive.
Yeah,
want-
men.
I'm
But
not
they
going to
should be
say it,
likable
but
too. Yeah, guess what? It is possible to be tough and strong and simultaneously not an asshole. I don't understand where the disconnect is, but you just don't seem to get it.
we want leaders who get things done, even if they have to ruffle some feathers. We want leaders who make us feel protected, so we associate leadership with men.
So she
We
admits
s-
it.
Also, this author is a guy, which is
Yes.
Oh,
pretty
Oh,
surprising.
there you go.
so
We
like I
associ-
said, she admits it.
Yeah. We associate women with caregiving, nurturing, and sensitivity. We tend to pair women with images of raising children, caring for the elderly and sick, and keeping house. Women are nurses, teachers, and homemakers. When a woman tries to become a prime minister, a president, or some other kind of leader, we tend to react negatively to that woman. We
Yeah,
ask,
like
can
Margaret
she,
Thatcher.
can she do the job? Is she strong, tough, and decisive enough? Will she do what it takes, or will she cave to people's feelings?
Important questions.
But no,
They-
they're women, so they can do it without any trouble. But if a woman seeking a leadership role demonstrates too much strength, toughness, and decisiveness, Then we-
no.
then we
I
react.
know where this is going. I know where this is going. It was her turn, damn it. It was
No
her
spoilers.
turn.
No spoilers. Some of us haven't read this.
Then we react even more negatively. We regard her as bossy and mean, as abrasive and
Mhm.
unlikable.
No,
Women-
no. That's not the point. The point is that bossy and unlikable is a different characteristic from tough and getting things done. They're two separate elements. They are not necessarily intertwined. You can be one and not the other. You dumb bitch.
And yes, S. Krupp, Angela Lansbury could defeat Captain Marvel, but only because people die automatically around Angela Lansbury.
Yeah, it's murder she caused.
Yeah.
No, Angela Lansbury would just make everyone around her like her so much that they would just throw themselves in front of any trouble for her.
Yeah, they all die with bed knobs and broomsticks too.
But by the way,
that was my biggest problem. That was my biggest problem with Murder, She Wrote, is that everybody loved Angela Lansbury to an unrealistic degree.
yeah. But
I
by
was
the
like,
way,
yeah, she's nice and all. Sorry.
I saw the movie Gaslight, which was actually her first movie. Like she was
Mhm.
like barely 18 at the time. Yeah, she was
Hmm.
always ugly.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah, she's a hideous beast, like B. Arthur.
Are you trying to tell me that B. Arthur was never good looking? I refuse to believe that.
I know, but it's a fact. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Women must walk an impossible line between showing strength and staying likable if they pursue a leadership position, just like Captain Marvel.
So they should just not take leadership positions. Seems like a win-win situation to me.
Oh, they could be leaders of the kitchen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the leaders of the book club, of their knitting circle. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Men-
at the subterranean love den, you can be first wife.
BG is pointing out that Wonder Woman is powerful and not a wooden, unlikable bitch. Which is kind of funny because this is what happens in progressive circles. They always pick out the most unlikable people to rally around and totally ignore everything else around them.
Although in both Wonder Woman movies, she is not the most likable character in those movies.
Well, yeah, it's probably because a progressive wrote those movies and wanted her to be something more to what they aspire towards.
Plus, she's just a rapist in the second one. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay, now I'm interested. What happens?
So the general plot is that Steve Trevor comes back, but he's in somebody else's body, and they bang. Well, the guy whose
Uh-huh.
body's being occupied, he is coming back at some point, hypothetically. So she had non-consensual sex with that guy. The owner
Yeah.
Well,
of
if
the
you're
body.
not, well, hold on. If you're not in your own body
Oh, he's still
and
in
you
there.
have sex,
Well,
wait,
we
the
don't.
guy is still.
I mean, that
What?
they used his body without his permission.
Well, is
that's-
he in his body or not?
Yeah, well, if you're in a coma, are you in your body or not? Or can we just
This
go around
is-
banging
this is
coma?
You
a
hear that,
fascinating-
Jack? Jack
this is-
Gunsky is for the rape of coma patients. You heard it here first.
This is a fascinating legal question.
Yeah.
If you are in someone else's body
Yeah,
and they are not, and you have sex in that person's body, is it
Technically.
rape?
technically when I have sex with people, I'm in their body. But my lawyer would really love to hear your defense strategy on this one for the comatose people. So please write it up in a legal brief if you would, so we can cite that later. Just saying. Unrelated matters.
Let's see. Men aren't the only, or even necessarily the worst, culprits in the double bind. My female students went to great pains to explain why Captain Marvel sucked. Gee, it's almost like the movie maybe just sucked, considering
Yeah,
that the boys and girls both agree.
Yeah, there's some...
No, it couldn't have sucked. It has the message she likes.
No, it's a guy, remember? Surprisingly.
It has the message she likes.
Yeah,
They
I'm calling bullshit on that gender identity.
Yeah.
They said she didn't have enough struggles to overcome, that she didn't grow and evolve enough as a character, that the filmmakers were too focused on sending a message of female empowerment.
Sounds accurate.
Yeah.
Accurate, yes.
Reasonable people can disagree with the quality of Captain Marvel, but the movie shows repeated struggles for the character. She spends 4/5 of the movie struggling to overcome the self-doubt that the villain gaslighted into her.
Oh,
God.
bullshit.
Oh, because her low self-esteem is the challenge of the movie, not that there's a bad guy to overcome or that the Skrulls may be evil, which, you know, she's ignoring the immigration subtext there. But nope, it was just, she questions how awesome she really is. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah, once again, her flaw is that she's even better than she thinks she is. That's not much of a struggle.
Yeah.
Anna Kasparian's long lost sister. I'm fucking better than you.
In the movie's climax, she tells the villain that she has nothing to prove to him. That's growth.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, joke's on her. I didn't climax during that movie.
She never thought she had anything to prove to anyone. She was always a cocky bitch from the beginning.
Also, she kind of did have something to prove, because, basically she keeps losing until she gets her, godlike powers. And she doesn't even bother showing that without those, she can still win. So, yeah, you're just nothing without your god powers.
Yeah, it shows that women shouldn't have power, is what I learned.
I mean,
Well, I hear it.
what do you call it? Vigilante heroes with no superpowers. They got nothing to go on. Batman has money. Money doesn't kick a bad guy's ass. You
Well,
gotta
it
do
depends
that
how
shit
much of it you
yourself.
drop on them.
Mm-hmm.
If I drop a
Yeah.
pallet full of $1 million on you, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, and this
Yeah,
this is
but-
what they did in Iron Man 3, when he has to go without his suit for a while to show that he's not nothing without it.
Yeah, that is an interesting character, because you have to have a character to play off of if you don't have tremendously overpowered superpowers.
Yeah, I mean, just the protagonist having to go without his weapon or powers or whatever is an interesting plot.
Yeah.
Let's see. And the story could have been identical if Captain Marvel had been played by a man. The movie became a political message simply because it starred a woman.
Wrong.
No, became a political message when, first of all, you hired progressive writers to make the movie, and second, when you had the lead actress going around insulting fans and critics of the movie, pretending that they're bigots just for not liking a fucking movie.
They
Mhm,
played
yes.
"I'm Just a Girl" during a fight scene.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Also, the fact that the trailer has the word hero show up and then the O fades out, so it says her.
Oh, I remember that. That was
Yeah.
so terrible.
Yeah, that wasn't political at all. Or the fact that
Nope,
she
no.
faces, like, misogynist men all the time in the movie.
Well, that's redundant, Frosted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but overt political messaging in movies is almost always completely cringy and awful.
Yeah.
I don't think how many times has there been overt political messaging in movies that it actually worked? It's a legitimate question because I'm sure it's happened.
Once, Triumph of the Will.
Well, I mean, who can fault that?
I mean, it did work in the movie. I mean,
It was a
for the
hit.
plot.
The problem is that these people don't recognize that the thing this man doesn't recognize that what he's spouting is politics, and if you know that it's politics, then you know that people can objectively disagree with you. They can just disagree with you, and that's it. He thinks that this is objectively correct. He thinks that he is objectively correct, and anyone who has any difference in opinion at all has a moral failing.
Yeah, isn't that kind of how everything goes these days?
Yeah.
And as a result, he does not have the correct perspective to realize that it's the political messaging that's turning people off because he doesn't think it's political messaging.
Well, we've already established that disagreeing with him is evil, so I'm going to side with that guy because I don't want to be evil.
Yeah.
Right?
In a sense, the inability to make a female-led superhero movie without that movie being perceived as a message also illustrates the double bind. Because remember how everybody thought that the Catwoman movie or the Elektra movie were political?
Ugh, those were
come on.
terrible.
Those were cinematic geniuses.
I mean, they were awful, but they weren't political.
Like, if they wanted to talk about a good superhero movie, why did she point out Tomb Raider? Both those movies were very popular.
Yeah, are those superhero movies?
Not
I
really.
would say they're
they-
superhero movies. They're like
because-
James Bond, same kind of level of superhero.
Well,
Because
just
the-
have it to Tron Legacy and see if there's
No, not a superhero movie. Sorry.
it's because the progressives have this pathological need to rally around shitty characters, shitty people. Everything that's shitty, they have to stand behind it because that is who they empathize with the most. Is shittiness.
Let's see. In my class, I pointed out that Thor's power didn't disqualify him from being the class's favorite superhero, question after question, and one student said, well, he's a god. Well, let's justify liking the super powerful man and disliking the super powerful woman.
Okay.
There are female gods in that canon too. You know that, right?
Oh
Yeah,
my god. Is this
but-
fucker actually going to channel Elizabeth Warren? Holy shit.
Yeah, because Jamie Alexander was a god in that movie. She played Sif. She was
Yeah.
cool, likable. Captain Marvel was not likable. That's the problem. It's got nothing to do with their power set per se. Yeah, she was overpowered in a Mary Sue, but she still could have been likable. The reason that most people didn't like that movie was because she was an unlikable, obnoxious bitch.
Also, like, even though Thor's really powerful, he gets his ass kicked all the time.
Yeah.
When U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren ran for the Democratic nomination for president, many men and women worried whether others would vote for a woman in a field including Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
And they didn't. They didn't vote for Elizabeth Warren.
The question, will other people vote for a woman, can be viewed as a proxy for one's own tendency to force women into the double bind. At a minimum, the question demonstrates that the double bind exists and influences us. The double bind is real, and the most popular media of our age, superhero movies, reinforces it.
Oh,
The
God.
double bind seems to
So
be...
wait, hold on. Just for definition's sake, does the double bind mean that a character must simultaneously be good, or be powerful and simultaneously likable? Because he is still yet to discuss how those are supposed to be
Well,
mutual categories.
well, the way he's seeing the world is basically women have to be, women leaders rather, have to be strong enough to lead, but not so strong that they become masculine. Is effectively what he's trying to say.
Yeah, but essentially the double bind is when women characters are held to the same standard as men characters, it's not fair.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're ignoring Black Widow a lot here.
Well,
Yeah,
she's black. Well, got black in her name.
No, both Black Widows for that matter, because Yelena is Black Widow as well, and they're both very strong characters that have no real powers, but they're some of the toughest people in the room.
yeah,
So
like Black Widow, Valkyrie, uh,
Lady Sif,
Scarlet Witch. Like, I like all
yeah,
those
Scarlet Witch.
characters.
Yeah, even Mariah Hill, played by Kobe Smulders.
Yeah,
Strong character, powerful leader.
yeah.
Good,
basically,
good
basically, her whole character is that she doesn't take any shit.
Yeah, yeah, and she's like second in command of Shield. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
there
I
are
don't
plenty
know.
of female characters that everybody likes. They just
Yeah.
don't like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and for the record, Scarlet Witch is way more powerful than Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, isn't she basically the most powerful of the Avengers?
Yes,
Like more powerful than Doctor Strange?
yeah, hands down. She's one of the most powerful Marvel characters.
Yeah.
She
Uh,
stripped almost all the mutants of their powers. So that's
And-
that's a pretty powerful character.
In Quiz's favorite comic storyline, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is. House of M.
Yeah. The double bind seems to be deeply ingrained in our psyches and cultures. I don't think we'll stop perceiving assertive women as bossy and assertive men as leaders anytime soon. But perhaps we can make some progress towards gender equality if we expand our standards for leadership and heroes, if we view good leaders and heroes as those who serve rather than those who impose their will.
Wah.
God. You know, when Monica Rambeau was in charge of the Avengers, she was never a giant cunt. I'm sorry, I can't say that word anymore. When Storm ran the X-Men, she wasn't a giant see you next Tuesday. She was a reasonable leader. The only person that they've had problems with this is Captain Marvel and this new batch of Mary Sues that they've come out with.
I really hope they just diminish the character, and until gradually they can just get rid of her altogether.
They
No, why is it? How is it that the progressive writers don't know how to be likable at all?
because they don't have social skills.
Yeah.
They all have an agenda.
Yeah, they're on Twitter all day. They're not out interacting with other people, so they don't know. They don't hear opposing views. They don't know too many people, so they don't understand how people have other perspectives outside of their own, and they're never exposed to that. So obviously, those people are monsters if they have differing views. They're not forced to get along with anyone.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. If you don't have the exact same opinions as me, there probably is something wrong with you.
All right. And now it's time for the last game,
This is the best game, Mitchell.
and that is Poe or No Gender Edition, where I'll give you 3 genders, 2 of which are from the LGBTIA wiki, meaning they're 100% real, and 1 I made up, and you have to figure out which one is made up. and I'll even give you short descriptions of each gender. So,
As hell.
gender A. Chocolate lab gender.
Oh shit.
Dear
We have
Wow.
entered the furry gender kingdom.
Oh my god.
A xenogender related to chocolate labs.
Mm-hmm.
Gender B. Strawberry cow gender. Xenogender.
Wait. Let me guess. A gender that has to do with cows that produce strawberry milk.
Xenogender associated with strawberries, cows, and pink.
What?
And
Wow.
gender C. Polish rabbit gender.
What?
For the love of
Xenogender related to Polish rabbits.
I hate this timeline. I hate it.
Well, remember, one of these is not real.
I know, that's why I hate this. I hate everything about it. Plus, Frosted way too good at making these.
Shit, I have no fucking clue.
All right, so I'll make the poll in chat.
I think that A is real on the sole basis that it's the most mundane. I can't believe I'm saying chocolate lab gender is the most mundane. But I think that one is real, so it's either B or C.
Considering I have no idea what the hell a Polish rabbit is, I'm gonna go with that one just because.
I'm guessing
Fair
it's a
enough.
rabbit from Poland.
That would be my guess.
I'm going to just so that it doesn't go unchosen. I have no idea if it's right, but I'm gonna go B.
All right. So Moon, you said C.
Yeah.
All right. Terry, Jack.
I'll go A.
Oh,
All right.
I don't know. I'm going A just because fuck these three.
I'm. It's not boding well. The audience is going with B as well, and usually the audience is wrong.
But John Migden knows these things, and he says Polish rabbit gender is real. So
It sounds like a deranged sex act that you'd see in a German porno. I'm going to give you the Polish rabbit. Oh, yes.
I already told you about the Polish street lamp.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. That's where oh my god. I don't even want to imagine how you get a rabbit up a chick's ass.
do you, Frosted? The audience wasn't here for your explanation of the Polish street lamp.
Oh, that's right.
Do you want to give it to them, or?
All right. Well, the Polish street lamp is a sex move that me and a friend of mine made up. It's where you have sex with a woman doggy style on the roof of a building, and then you finish and you shove a light bulb in her ass and push her up the roof.
Oh my god.
And that is the Polish street lamp.
I
Not
still like
necess-
the angry pirate better.
Not necessarily related to Polish rabbit gender. All right.
Not necessarily, but not necessarily either.
All right. Well, the chat seems to be going.
Hold on, John Migda tells us he's Polish. Sorry, I'll talk slower.
Hey, no Polak jokes.
Yeah, I stole that one from Henny Youngman.
All right. Well, it looks like the chat went with B. So, all right. So, what were your answers again?
I said C, but since it has been actually found to be one, I'm going to change my vote. Fuck it, I'm going to leave my vote there.
All right.
I'm a C.
I'm A.
Yeah, I'm A as well.
I'm B.
And okay.
And you already know the answer, so you don't get a vote.
And the answer is. Oh, oops. A is fake.
Ah.
Ah!
First time I ever got one right, I think.
I forgot to move Frakes to the appropriate one.
There you go.
All right. So
John Migda, I regret coming out as Polish. He is now openly Polish. He's out of the Polish closet.
Maybe there's no capital P, so maybe he means Polish.
yeah. Just make sure there are no Germans around when you do it. All right. So let's look at the flags for let's see.
Strawberry
is-
cow.
Strawberry cow gender and Polish
No.
rabbit.
Now this one is Polish rabbit gender. I rearranged them. I rearranged them at the last second so they're out of order.
I expect big things for strawberry cow gender.
And this is strawberry cow gender.
Oh my god.
This whole heraldry thing is really fucking dumb.
Uh-huh.
I want to know how many of these have actually been like carried as flags.
Too
no.
many.
There are lots of countries in the world. Most of them don't have just vertical and horizontal stripes.
Hey, not everyone can do more than MS Paint.
Speaking of which, we have had MS Paint gender.
Oh, for fuck's
It's true.
sake.
That's
Yep,
true.
on
I
a past
remember that.
episode, we had MS Paint gender.
Do they have nothing better to do? I mean, like, all this time could be used doing something constructive.
Well, they have to feel
Thi-
special.
This is retarded autism. What do you
Retautism.
expect? It's not just autism, it's retarded autism. It's special. Congratulations, you are special.
What's the bet that someone in Switzerland actually has a chocolate lab and is deeply offended by this gender?
Well, chocolate labs are a thing. That's a type of dog, right?
Yeah, but I'm like, Switzerland is known for its chocolate, so there's this guy in a laboratory making the newest, best Swiss chocolate. Is like, oh fuck you, gender wiki.
Well, at least if he has a lab, he can have an opinion on coronavirus.
Yes,
That's
that is
true.
true.
All right. So now on to our final article. Most whites will kill for their right to remain a slave.
What?
Huh?
And this is one where I'm going to have to do the old trick where I replace white with something else.
Oh, please
So-
do.
So
dear.
I'm going to leave it up to you. Should I replace it with Jew or black?
I say Hindi.
I'll go Jew.
I'll go Jew too.
Jew 2, Electric Boogaloo. All right, I'll go
Oh, I
Jew
thought
with
you were
Jew.
gonna
too,
say
Jew
gas
harder.
chamber boogaloo. Jesus.
Years ago, I told a well-known Canadian journalist that the U.S. was a fundamentally evil country.
Oh fuck.
He
Wow.
disagreed. He disagreed.
End of article.
I stopped communicating with him because our views were too divergent to bridge. I'm sure he was all broken up about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Once again, an example of a progressive pretending that their opinion, their presence in our lives makes any difference to us.
well, it's 2021, and guess what? I win.
Oh.
I don't usually say most Jews, because the good Jews know and understand that I'm not referring to them, and they know who they are. Yet in this case, it's a necessary reference. Most Jews have gone to work to reveal their deep ugly and to ensure we all know the true ugliness and evil in America's heart and mind.
They're deep ugly.
From their love and embrace of racism, America has shown the world they value hate. That they fervently believe that hate in the form of racism, murder, if it's done by Jews against blacks, or Jews against Jews who support blacks, is fine by them. Most Jews hate women. If you're a woman who believes your body is your own, you are subject to hate and villainy. If you believe in your right to deny a Jew your life is in danger. If you believe in your right to have a voice in your own autonomy and your right to choose how you live, you will be hated by most Jews. Most Jews hate anyone who doesn't follow their narrow binary and highly immature views on gender and sexuality. Believing in your right to your own identity and expression is a threat. Your existence imperils their rigid understanding of gender and identity. Their brains are unwilling to understand that gender, sexuality, expression, and identity are fluid. It blows their mind and puts anyone who identifies as different, aka human, in grave danger.
So, Jews/white people aren't actually human, according to this person.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they were created by Yakub in the Caucasus Mountains.
Just
read
read
the
the
book.
Just read the next subheading.
Most Jews are dumb.
Wow.
What the fuck?
What a
Oh.
declarative sentence or statement to make.
Hey,
Stupid.
Frosted,
Yeah.
after the show, will you message me this link?
Are you gonna show
Congratulations,
Monkey?
author.
Yes.
Congratulations, author. You have proved that America is evil. You have
Anyway.
proved beyond the shadow of a doubt that America is evil.
Anyway, most Jews are dumb. Stupid as rocks. They don't want to learn, grow, or do anything that threatens to educate them. It's why they prefer to burn books. Those books might take them out of their comfort zone of stupid. But some of these Jews are wily motherfuckers. They've excelled at spreading their dumb across the Jewish world by tying stupidity to financial success.
Oh shit.
In other words, if you're dumb and dumber and mostly filled with hate and ignorance, you've won the lottery. And because it will be pointed out, yes, there are exceptions. And yes, there is a spectrum. Most Jews are murderers.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
I love this
no.
article.
Jesus, no. Save me, Jesus.
Well, if you're Jewish, you can't because Christians. It's in the name, dude.
If they're not pulling the trigger themselves, they believe and protect the rights of those who do. Of course, murder doesn't only require guns and knives. You can kill with poverty, unjust and abusive laws.
I kill everyone with poverty. It's my favorite weapon.
There's some long-term shit there.
Yeah. Murder can and does happen through legal laws and rules. Most Jews will fight for their right to carry guns and to kill because this makes them feel good and right. Murder floods their brains with serotonin, giving them a quick and easy high.
Oh my God. Every sentence. I'll give this author credit. He has not wasted one fucking word.
This one's a woman.
Well, I think we know someone who needs a good dicking.
Not it.
Not it.
Not it.
Sorry, Jack.
I'll take one for the team. I'll fuck the shit out of her. I'll fuck the crazy out of this bitch.
With consent.
With consent.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wouldn't do it if she didn't. This is not a favor. This is strictly on a consensual basis. I am not doing this unless no.
So what you're saying is you wouldn't even rape her. They feel grand seeing a broken, bloody body. When that
Oh,
body
God.
when that body is a black, they win all the points and their sense of well-being soars. They get almost as high for the death of a person whose gender and sexuality don't conform to the limited parameters set by most Jews. Most Jews relish and embrace abuse.
Oh my God.
If they have children, they'll eagerly and gladly abuse them, physically, sexually, emotionally, and mentally. They call it tough love.
Wow. You gotta get them up that chimney somehow.
Eh.
Oh, forgot we were doing euphemisms. My bad.
Most Jews would rather die than give up the privilege to abuse, kill, and harm children.
Jesus. Not wasted one fucking word.
This is a parody, right?
Let's go with yes to save our sanity.
This is proof, right? This author's supposed to be proven. Holy shit! I just saw a picture of her.
Yeah.
Is it-
So
is
did
it that bad?
My car had the same reaction.
Let's see. Most Jews love, and I mean profoundly desire, embrace, want, cherish, and will die for the privilege of being slaves to their rich masters. The death rate from COVID-19 is higher among the right than it is the so-called left. Most Jews are deadly evil and dangerous. They kill, lie, cheat, steal, torture, hate, and engage in any activity that allows them to wallow in their stink.
Oh my god.
Yes. Once again, aside from changing the demographic, I am reading this as it's written.
Yeah.
Oh, we know. That's why it's so shocking.
They will gleefully and in full awareness of what they're doing bring about the destruction of everything, including their own deaths, to ensure they are seen to be right. Let me make it clear that most Jews include the black, brown, and people of color, and anyone else who goes along with this way of thinking and being.
Oh God.
Oh, in other words,
So
crypto
you can be
Jews.
you can be the wrong kind of black.
This is not simply a bridge the gap conversation. It's not about tolerance and understanding. It's not about owning the Dems. It's not about right and wrong. It is about pure, undiluted, straight up with no chaser evil.
Oh my God.
Most Jews will do everything they can for the right to be evil. And if that frightens good Jews and militant blacks, it should. Because this is what we're up against.
So who are the good Jews? Who's the good one? Who are the good ones?
The accountants.
The ones who march into the camps willingly.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say capital there for some reason.
Jesus H. Christ.
Well, I
Oh
think
my
I think
God.
we learned a lot here.
I
Oh my
did.
god.
Yeah.
This has been very something.
I didn't learn anything.
I learned that Hitler did nothing wrong.
It's good to learn about the people of the world.
No, it's like read the article and you like pull a Ralph Wiggum. I like Hitler now.
Well, anyway, that's all I had for tonight, gentlemen. So I'm going to shill out my co-host and guest. Jack Gunsky, aka Quippers United, aka I Like Boobs, is not doing anything.
No, I'm not Jack Gunsky. I am not Jack Gunsky. I am not Jack Gunsky. Don't say that.
The streamer
It's not true.
formerly known as Jack Gunsky
I have no association.
is for the time being not doing Quippers United, but it will be back at some point. Let's see. Moonshock has his Twitch channel linked in the description where he plays games that aren't as good as Super Seducer.
Never gonna live that down.
No,
Ever.
not until you play it.
You
It'll
could
happen-
just play it, you know.
It'll happen
no.
someday. It'll happen. Terry Diamantis is on Six's Sober streams. He's on Johnny Hellcat streams. He's on Della Hazed and One Ton Hammer's Minions streams. Is that everything?
Yeah. I used to be on Quippers United, but someone put that on hiatus.
All right, and
Yes,
anything
he did.
anything you want to show, Jack?
I'll drop some links to my channels if you don't mind. And thank you all for inviting me. Thank you for the lovely donations. You guys are fucking awesome. This chat is hilarious. You're criminally undersubbed, Frosted.
I agree. Yeah, that's right. So if you're in chat and you're not subbed, let's get up there. We're in the 260s right now. Let's see if we can get to 300 in the next month.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. And that's right, Delahaye. My mood will change your life. All right, so let's see. I probably won't be available next week because next Friday is Christmas Eve. But we will be back the week after on Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, same time. So we'll see you guys then.
Yay!
And until then, everybody have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah,
Yes.
you know, all that stuff.
Quasi Kwanzaa.
Whichever
Yeah,
one
happy
you
Kwanzaa
celebrate.
too, from me to you.
All right, and we'll see you guys later.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.